Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you so much for joining us for EF7's Demo Day. I'm Alice Bentink, alongside with Matt Clifford, my co-founder. We are delighted to welcome you here. Now, it's not just the people who are in the room today. We are also joined by our first cohort in Singapore on the live stream. So hello, Singapore. We just got sent a photo of hundreds of people packed into our Singaporean office there, so a big hello, guys. Also, a big hello to EF8, who's watching the live stream in the Biscuit Factory. We can't wait to start working with you in a couple of weeks. But what is today all about? Today is about EF7. But before we get into that, we did want to just have a little recap on EF. I know for many of you, this is not your first demo day, so please do bear with us. But a reminder that EF is not an accelerator. What we do at EF is completely unique. We're the only place that takes hundreds of individuals each year and turns them into startups. We're a talent-first investor. We believe in investing in individuals often before they have a team and often before they have an idea. We believe that's part of the work that we should be doing rather than the work that they should be doing. We see it as the place where outliers come together, where people who have exceptional technical talent, who have outrageous levels of ambition, can come together and find like-minded people and form teams, develop ideas, and get to the point where they can build a company that can raise money, such as the companies you see today. So the current batch of outliers, EF7, this is our 7th batch since we started back in 2011, which now seems like a very long time ago. Our current batch started off as 90 individuals. You're going to see 18 companies pitch today. And as ever, they are academically gifted. We have more than 181 papers published by this group before they started EF. They have more than 90 patents in their names. But I think one of the things we wanted to emphasize was that we're beginning to look at a wider pool of people to join EF. Yes, technical talent, technical background is still one of the #1 things that we look for. But we now also look for domain edge. So people who have a deep understanding of an industry or sector, and they can bring that expertise to EF. Yes, they still have technical backgrounds. No, they don't need an idea, but they have a level of knowledge and expertise that we can help them turn into a company. You'll see today founders from BP, Jaguar Land Rover, YouTube, Google, and you'll see these people bringing their expertise to EF and to the companies that they're creating. I think one of the other things that we are really excited about for this cohort is that almost 30% of the companies that you see today have a female founder. Woo! We all struggle with the problem of diversity and inclusion, and how can we really crack this problem? It's something we've invested a lot of time and money into, and we're really, really excited to show you the companies that we have today. So, yes, we're talent first. We're very, very focused on finding exceptional individuals, but we do also have a process and a program that turns these amazing individuals into companies. We build deep tech startups from scratch, and one of the things that we're becoming increasingly sure of is that it works. And not only does it works really, really well. Last year alone, we had $270 million worth of exits. So we had Magic Pony from EF3, we had Represent from EF1, we had Avocarrot from EF1. Alongside that, our companies raised $40 million of venture capital from many of the people who are in the room today, both in the UK and US and Asian investors as well. And we're very excited to work with you all again on the next stage of funding for EF7 and also for our alumni companies. But just in case you aren't sated by the companies that you've seen today, and just in case the 100 or so companies in the EF portfolio aren't enough for you, we now have got there in the end. We now have EF Singapore. So you may remember at our last demo day, EF Singapore had just started. Our first cohort of 50 individuals had just started there. We now have 12 companies that have been created in Singapore. Singapore, in the same way that London is for Europe, Singapore is a talent hub for Southeast Asia, and the kind of talent that we're working with is truly, truly exceptional. They're working on anything from communication between satellites to water purification to IoT security. So if you are interested in joining us for their first demo day on the 21st of March, please do ask me or one of the team, and we can either send you the live stream link. I'm not sure what time it is, whether it's sort of middle of the night, but we can either send you the live stream link, or we would love to host you in Singapore as well. One of the other things that we've been working on recently is looking at our corporate partnerships and developing a small number of exclusive partnerships to help and support our company building process. Wanted to announce that we're now working with The Telegraph, one of the most forward-thinking and profitable publishers in the space. And also alongside that, Vitruvian, who is now our private equity partner and also an LP in the EF fund as well. We're delighted to work with these two companies and look forward to deepening that relationship over the next months and years. And finally, I did want to say a big thank you to the EF team who are up in the rafters and also in the biscuit factory as well. As you can imagine, finding hundreds of people each year and turning them into companies is not child's play, and we have a completely kick-ass team behind us that makes this happen. There are a couple of people that I did want to mention, in particular Zoe Gervier, our global head of talent, who finds, along with her team, finds and selects these individuals, and also to the program team, in particular to Savitri Tan and Zeffie Hennessy-Holland, for corralling these individuals into startups, and of course to the venture partners who work on a weekly basis with these teams. So Nadav Rosenberg, Chris Mayers, Joe White, Wendy Town White, Thomas Stone, and John Folland. I'd like to give them a huge round of applause. Thank you so much. Now, without further ado, I will hand over to Matt, and we will be getting on with the pitches very soon.
Just before the pitches started, we wanted to remind you of one way in which EF has changed over the last 6 months, and that is that as of the last cohort, we are now not just building the companies, but co-investing with you. So you may remember 6 months ago at EF6 Demo Day, we announced that we had raised a £40 million next stage fund to back the companies that you see at each demo day into their seed and Series A's. This is a big difference, and we see it's making a big, big impact on the kinds of rounds that our companies are raising. In fact, since we closed that fund, we've made 47 co-investments with people in this room and around the world. That's the companies that you're going to see today. It's also the companies from EF6, and it's also EF alumni from EF3 onwards. So I just wanted to take 30 seconds to explain how it works, because it does have an impact on the rounds that the people that you see today will be raising. So the first thing to know is that all of these companies, in addition to the initial investment that we make, over the last few days, we've given them all a £70,000 convertible note, which will form part of the round that they're announcing today. So we'll be coming in alongside you in that sense. But also, in addition, from that fund, we invest up to 15% of the total amount raised. So if someone today says that they're raising 500K, we'll be contributing another 75K into the round for that. So we're really excited to work alongside you to get these rounds done, to find the right capital at the right time for these companies. If you want to hear more about that, Wendy, sitting in the front row, who many of you know, she has taken on now responsibility for looking after our company's funding globally. So she's here to help as you look to co-invest with us. And if you want to know more about the fund and how it works, then Joe, her partner and husband and our partner, is now taking on global responsibility for how we deploy our funds. So if you want to talk about that, you can find him afterwards. Finally, more generally, we are here to help. We want to help you invest in these companies. That is our job. So if after today you think, wow, I love them all, I want to invest in 12 of them, I just need to meet them all again, we're very, very happy to host office hours at the Biscuit Factory, which is our office. And I keep mentioning the Biscuit Factory without context. There are no biscuits, sadly, anymore, just startups. Very happy to set up office hours for any of you that want to do that. So please come and find a member of the EF team, and we can do that. Okay, enough from us, so just very quick logistics before we bring in the first team. Please do tweet and whatever else is kind of exciting these days. I'm still on Twitter. EF7 is the hashtag. EFLDN is our handle. You should have been able to find the Wi-Fi, although so far everything has run flawlessly. The thing that hasn't is that the pass codes were incorrect on the printed leaflets. The actual password for the Wi-Fi is EF7 Demo Day, no spaces. So that's how you should be able to get online. So that's it from us. We'll do this in 2 halves. So I think there's 9 pitches in each half. Then we'll have a short break, and then we'll bring you all in for the second half. But without further ado, I'm delighted to introduce Mohammed, our first company, Ein.
Most of you in this room believe that your identity is completely protected. This is an illusion. I could impersonate any one of you right here, right now. How? Let me show you. I'm going to impersonate Matt Clifford. I Google his name, take his details, and create a fake ID document. Then take a photo and generate a video of him blinking. Using these two pieces of information, I was able to create multiple online accounts. One of which is actually a money transfer account. Just to be completely clear, what you are seeing on the screen are not mock-ups. What you are seeing are the actual confirmation verifying me as Matt Clifford. This is very dangerous because now I can transfer money using Matt's identity. Don't worry, Matt, I'm not going to do it. But really think about it. Why are current solutions broken? Two main reasons. First one, IDs can easily be faked using very basic Photoshop knowledge. Really basic. Second, and most importantly, computers can easily be fooled. They cannot tell the difference between a real face and a fake face. And it is clear that these facial spoofing attacks are only to get worse. And this is where AIM comes in. Research has made a breakthrough in facial recognition 2 years ago. It is now the time to make a breakthrough in detecting facial spoofing attacks. And we are first bringing this research to identity verification. My co-founder Hassan has a PhD in computer vision and machine learning. He worked for 5 years in the security industry in world-leading companies such as Safran, Security, and Identity. It is very likely that most of you in this room has used his fingerprint recognition algorithms that is now deployed on major international airports. Our scientific advisor, Sebastian Marcel, is the head of biometric group at EDIAP Research Institute in Switzerland. Finally, I am Mohammed, and my master in EPFL in signal processing is deeply related to the face recognition and anti-spoofing domain. We have built our first product already. We transform your smartphone into a real-time biometric ID verification device. Businesses can now securely verify their customer's identity. Our solution matches biometric data from official documents to live facial video. Additionally, we're conducting research and building new approaches for detecting facial spoofing attacks. We're working with Passport, a KYC provider, and Europe One, an online bank. Both of them expect over 100,000 ID checks this year. Using other relationships, we're building a unique database of images and live facial videos. And we have filed 1 patent. Combined with our algorithms, this gives us a highly defensible solution. One more thing. Security is a race. And in biometry, the race is not about secrecy. The race is about spoofing detection. Remember, your face is not a secret. Your face is not a password. Your face is everywhere. We are raising £650,000. If you would like to see our live demo, please come to our stand with your passport. Thank you.
Thank you, Mohammed. Next up, we have Sentient Machines, co-founded by Danitza.
Let me surprise you. 70% of all customer contact is not by email, not social media. It's by telephone. But it doesn't work. How many times have you felt frustrated by lengthy calls to customer service? The truth is, your frustration as a customer costs companies almost $6 trillion each year. Why is this? In the UK alone, there are 120 million minutes of customer calls every day. And it is mission impossible for company managers to analyze all of them. We are fixing this. I'm Danica, and this is Lorenz, and we are Sentient Machines. Sentient Machines uses deep learning to bring customer understanding to the call center industry. How do we do this? First, we analyze call recordings to determine the most common reasons why customers call. Then, we highlight the biggest causes of customer frustration. And finally, as companies take action to address these, we are able to monitor the impact of these changes in real time. To make this possible, we are building on the breakthroughs in deep learning speech-to-text from just a few months ago. In a short period, we've seen huge demand for our fully working product. We are currently piloting it with 2 highly innovative and forward-looking companies. And we have 4 more in our pipeline that take tens of thousands of calls daily. We also have 2 strategic distribution partners, one of which wishes to invest in us. To build this cutting-edge product, you need a rare combination of expertise in AI, NLP, and big data analytics. Luckily, that's us. I have 13 years' experience working in AI and NLP, and I have worked with the SRI team that developed Siri. I have published over 40 scientific papers and a book on text analytics, and have a PhD in NLP. Coincidentally, I even cited my co-founder Lorenz in my PhD thesis years before we met at EF. Lorenz is a scientist and data engineer with over 11 years of professional experience in companies such as Yahoo and Swisscom, where he's already built real-time data insights products. He received his PhD in big data analytics from the University of Zurich. Our business strategist, Semir, has extensive experience in call center operations. And our industry advisor, Simon, is an internationally recognized customer contact executive. We are raising £750,000 to revolutionize the call analytics space. The same power Google brings to search by harnessing the wisdom of the crowd, Sentient Machines is bringing to companies for customer understanding. Thank you for listening.
Thanks, Danica. Next, I'd like to welcome to the stage Danny Seuss of Oilfront.
Hi, I'm Danny, and this is my co-founder, Kendall. Together, we are Oilfront. We help shipping companies buy fuel. These companies spend $200 billion a year on bunkers, the industry term for oil used on board a ship. Bunkers account for 8% of global oil consumption. And today, the market is antiquated, fragmented, and relies heavily on brokers. Business is still done using the phone, email, Excel. Bunkers are the single largest expense and account for up to 85% of a vessel's operating costs. Today, shipping companies overpay by $2 to $4 billion each year due to market inefficiencies. In the past, they didn't need to worry about this, but the recent oversupply of ships means that revenues have fallen, making margins razor thin. Cost-cutting has never been more essential. Relationships are important in shipping, but right now, price is king. We spoke to a bunker seller who lost a deal with a regular customer because their price was $50 too high on an order worth $17,000. More and more shipping companies want to go direct to reduce costs. Today, this involves calling each of the suppliers in a port, which takes hours. Skilled negotiation in this opaque market can save up to 2% of total bunker costs, which is often the difference between profit or loss on a voyage. Few shipping companies have technical capabilities in-house. We developed Oilfront with a major player, and we have LOIs with 2 others. Our software allows companies to connect directly to suppliers in a port, get prices in a few clicks, and negotiate with data. We're working with Platts, the leading price reporting agency, to benchmark our customers' performance. Before Oilfront, I spent 5.5 years at BP, both in the engineering and trading business. My co-founder, Kendall, was a software engineer at high-growth companies in the US and Europe. We're joined by Rob Collins, an Oxford computer scientist with previous experience building trading platforms. And we're fortunate to have Richard Hext as our industry advisor. Richard is a trusted name in shipping and has previously led 3 companies as CEO. There are over 5,000 shipping companies, and the market for bunker software alone is worth $100 million each year. However, using the price, transaction, and relationship data we gather, we can help our customers get a better deal. Because the real prize in bunkers is to become the marketplace. This would increase our total addressable market to $2 billion a year. And exactly the same problems exist when buying crude oil for a refinery or feedstocks for a petrochemical plant. Adjacent markets total $44 billion a year, more than 20 times the bunker market. We're raising £600,000 to change the way that people buy commodities. Thank you.
Great job. Thank you, Danny. And now we have Lance and Scalia.
Thank you, Matt. "71% of e-commerce product listings have incomplete, inaccurate, or just wrong information. This is the root cause to brand damage on the supplier side, the retailer side, low conversion rate, and high returns. So why is this happening? It's because there's no single standard when it comes to sharing product data online. Say you're a fashion brand and you want to sell this dress. You export the product data. It says blue, but ASOS expects navy. It ranks gender, model, then size. But Net-a-Porter expects it the other way around. Your file is in Excel, but Farfetch only imports only through JSON. I could go on forever. In fact, e-commerce has grown so fast that the current product data workflows are about to collapse. One of our customers employs 130 people alone just to tackle this problem. This is twice the number of employees working for Wikipedia. I'm Lance, this is Matthias, and this is why we built Scalia. Scalia is the first ever intelligent data exchange platform. Scalia standardizes any product data, making it highly flexible, easily shareable, and compatible with any requirements. Our approach is unique in 2 ways. We use machine learning to make product mapping incredibly simple. We adapt to your standard, not the other way around. Then, we enrich data. By using computer vision, Scalia can detect up to 17 data points at a 98% accuracy rate. This means that we complete product listings automatically. But what we're most excited about is becoming the single source for product data. Buying, merchandising, supply chain. Every single department will want a piece of the Scalia cake. We are building the universal data layer for the whole e-commerce industry. This isn't just hypothetical. It already started. We're conducting pilots with 2 of the largest e-commerce distributors in Europe, who work with over 5,000 brands combined. We already secured 24,000 euros of revenues. We signed a partnership with the Global Organization for Barcodes. But most importantly, people really want what we're building. 26 of the 30 brands we've spoken with have gone from demo to trial request within 1 meeting. Our first customer is currently spending £10 for every single new product they upload. Scalia, they discussed down to £2. There are over 1 billion new online product listings every year. Let me help you with the math here. Over £8 billion a year is wasted on that problem. Now, you don't have to be a researcher at Stanford in order to spot such an opportunity. Still, just to be sure, Matthias has studied computer vision at Stanford. He has the right combination of deep tech and web development skill to address this problem. Me, over the past 4 years, I've built from the ground up 2 of the largest e-commerce ventures in Southeast Asia. I ran operation at Lazada, Alibaba's largest acquisition ever, where I've experienced this exact problem firsthand. E-commerce is a $1.8 trillion industry. And yet, the lack of standardization is completely holding back its growth. Now, I know what some of you are thinking right now. Product standardization doesn't sound sexy, even if you put it in a French accent. And I guess you're right, but it's unavoidable. And thanks to Scalia, it does not have to be painful. We're raising £500,000 to fast-track the e-commerce revolution. Come join us.
Thanks, Lance. And now we have Rishi to tell us about Observe.
Hi, I'm Rishi, and this is my co-founder, Peter. And together, we're building Observe Technologies, the world's first artificial intelligence platform for fish farming. That's right, fish farming. A third of the world's population eats fish every single day, and this demand is growing. They're not eating wild fish. Over half the fish on your plate is reared in humongous cages out there in the ocean. This is fish farming, and behind this $200 billion industry, there's a manually intense process. So, how does it work? Let's look at our farmer, Martin. Martin has one job. He has to get the fish as big as possible, as fast as possible, as cheaply as possible. To do this, Martin sits on a barge all day. At the moment, he looks at videos, sensors, and feeding charts to evaluate how much food to give his fish. Too much, he wastes his feed and reduces his margins. Too little, and the fish just don't grow fast enough. Speed really matters. Martin has to worry about 100 different scenarios that could wipe out his stock overnight. Last year, a single algae bloom destroyed $800 million of salmon. Martin needs to get his fish harvested before something like this happens to him. And getting the balance right between overfeeding and underfeeding is the #1 worry for farmers. At Observe, we make Martin superhuman. We apply computer vision and machine learning so that farmers do not miss a single opportunity to maximize their stock value. The unique skills to bring this product to life do not exist in the industry. We simplify the feeding process by bringing together all the tools in one place. And then we make intelligent recommendations about how much and when to feed. This increases Martin's margins and gets the fish out of the water quicker, increasing production. And we do this in real time, using existing infrastructures already in place on farms. The largest fish producer in the UK has asked us already for proof of concept. And together with the parent company, they own 15% of the salmon market worldwide. This has given us access to a data set of 5 million fish to train our algorithms on. And we can do this. Peter and I both have a master's from Imperial College London. And Peter has experience in setting up complex network systems and applying machine learning in real time to videos, skills necessary to build our product. I'm an award-winning engineer that has built up products for firms like Dyson and produced publications in computer vision. And we're supported by both industry experts and academics. We have the chair of mathematics of Imperial College London and the inventor behind the sensors seen on modern-day fish farms. We're raising £500,000 to make fish the most sustainable food source in the world. If you want to help us capture this market, hook, line, or sinker, come and talk to us afterwards. Thank you.
I'd say that was the last bad pun, but it's not true. Next, we have Marek from Transformative.
Hi, I'm Marek. With me here are Claire and Marek Ray, and we are Transformative. We predict sudden cardiac arrest before it occurs. Normally, the heart functions like a pump. In cardiac arrest, the heart seizes up and stops blood flow to the brain. A timely response is everything here, as individuals receiving immediate defibrillation are twice as likely to survive as those treated just after 4 minutes. Speed matters, yet globally, 6 million people die of the condition each year. We're changing this. We're going after the £18 billion global cardiac telemetry market. We believe in preventing major health incidents rather than just fixing them. We believe that predictive analytics is the key to transforming healthcare. Our mission is to shift the emergency medicine paradigm from rapid response to preparation and prevention. We give doctors and patients the life-saving gift of time. Using cutting-edge artificial intelligence and analysis techniques developed at CERN, we created an algorithm that detects minute changes in patient physiology, allowing for advanced warning and preparation for intervention. And this isn't just a pipe dream. We're already making this happen. Our prototype algorithm currently has an accuracy of 91%, 4 minutes in advance of the episode. We've already filed for patent protection here in the UK. We're working closely with St. Thomas Hospital in London. We have secured an agreement with Northern Estonia Medical Center to initiate trials, which will enable us to refine our algorithm with a larger data set. This will also enable us to extend the predictive power of our algorithm to an hour in advance of the episode. That's right, an hour in advance. We have a highly experienced, Cambridge-educated team with both medical and technical backgrounds. We have Marek Ray, who is a senior machine learning researcher at the University of Cambridge with expertise in deep learning and building predictive models from a career at SwiftKey. Claire holds an MBA from Cambridge and was previously director of US operations for an AIM-listed telemetry company. She has more than a decade of experience in sales, marketing, and strategy. We are joined by Josh Oppenheimer, who, alongside being an emergency medicine doctor, has an MD from Mount Sinai, an MBA from Cambridge, and a degree in health policy from Princeton. I worked at CERN on the Large Hadron Collider, where I performed the world's most precise measurements of the W boson. I hold a PhD from Cambridge and was previously a Marie Curie Fellow. An experienced cardiologist and the head of R&D at Northern Estonia Medical Center have joined our advisory board. And together, we are raising £500,000 to complement public grants and carry out the clinical trials that will form the basis for regulatory approval. While I've been speaking, 41 people have died as a result of sudden cardiac arrest. Help us shift the paradigm from rapid response to personalized prevention. Join us and help save lives. Thank you.
Thank you, Marek. And now, welcome to the stage, Vadim from Proportunity.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Vadim. That's my co-founder, Stefan. And together we are Proportunity. The holy grail of investment is knowing the future today. Now, I wish I could tell you which of the companies you're seeing this afternoon is going to strike it big, other than us, of course. But that's not our market. There is one major asset class, though, where we know that data and money are being left on the table. Real estate is the world's largest mainstream asset class, with a total value of $217 trillion. However, the state-of-the-art tools that lenders and investors use today to forecast future value are incredibly primitive. Proportunity changes that. We use large proprietary data sets and cutting-edge data science techniques to accurately forecast changes in real estate prices years into the future for institutional investors. It sounds like magic, but it's all about the data. And our partners have proprietary data sets on more than half of the UK's residential sales, rentals, and valuations. Specifically, we are working with 3 of the top 5 real estate agencies in the UK. And today, we are incredibly excited to announce that Savills, the largest UK real estate advisory, is not only our customer, but has become the first external investor in Proportunity. Our machine learning algorithms analyze over 20 million real estate transactions and related micro and macroeconomic indicators. This allows us to understand area trends, measure their historical price impact, and accurately generate property price predictions. Forecasts today are manual, meaning they are prone to human error, costly, time-consuming, and non-replicable. At Proportunity, our forecasts are data-driven, meaning they are fast, accurate, and scalable. We can already predict the future up-and-coming London neighborhoods more accurately than current linear algorithms. We are further improving with the launch of our first product as an API for real estate agents. This API provides them with instant valuations on every property in the UK. That allows them to win more customers, but more importantly, it continuously feeds more data into our model. And this data lays the foundation for our institutional forecasting platform. At Proportunity, we are addressing a $75 billion property data analytics market, and it's expected to double by 2020. All of this is fundamentally a tech problem, and there is no better tech team for it. My co-founder, Stefan, and I have been participating in scientific Olympiads since we were kids. That's me. And we've always been fascinated about data. But I'll let our experience speak for itself. Stefan has more than 7 years of experience in artificial intelligence at IBM and Booking.com. I have more than 3 years of experience in valuation and forecasting at Bain. Armand, our brilliant machine learning researcher, is doing his second PhD at UCL in neuroscience. And we are further advised by Mihaela, the chair of quantitative finance at Oxford University's Mann Institute. Today, real estate investments take place under a fog of intuition, guesswork, and occasionally superstition. We are raising 500K to lift that fog and build a future of investment for one of the world's most important asset classes. Thank you.
Thank you, Vadim. And now we have Multiply and its co-founder, Vivek.
We're Multiply, and we're revolutionizing the £6 trillion personal finance industry by using AI to democratize financial advice. I'm Vivek. I built a global trading business from nothing to generating over £100 million in annual revenues. I spent 12 years in finance, where I learned all about the manufacturing and distribution of retail products. But most importantly, I learned all about what makes financial advice great. My co-founder, Mike, has a PhD from Cambridge, modeling black holes in massive simulations. He's been building web apps since he was 12, and is an award-winning communicator with a gift for making big, complicated ideas accessible. I'm deep finance, Mike is deep tech, and together, we're taking techniques reserved for the biggest institutions in the world and using machine learning to bring them to everyone. Let's meet Sarah, a 32-year-old doctor. There's 30K just sitting in a current account because figuring out what to do with her money is the last thing on her mind. The truth is, Sarah doesn't care about money. She cares about her life. Buying her first home, starting a family, not working till she's 80. But getting her money ready for this sucks. At Multiply, we will provide Sarah with a plan, explaining exactly what to do. This is not just investing a small pot of her money like a robo-advisor, or showing her 500 different savings accounts like a price comparison site. This is detailing her whole financial world. How much to save, when to get a mortgage, how much protection to buy, what to invest in, which providers, which lenders, which account types. And we will make putting Sarah's plan into action completely seamless and totally free. Sarah is not alone. Over 9 million people across the UK who need advice don't get it. Why? Because today, the only way to get a detailed financial plan is to pay an advisor £1,500. The only way until now. Last summer, regulation opened up, making automated financial advice possible for the first time ever. And now we have the opportunity to replace advisors as a storefront to an industry with sales of over £250 billion every year. Over the last 6 months, we've developed a revolutionary technique to generate advice. And we're enhancing this with a combined experience from our team of 5 financial advisors. We've built an interface that is unlike anything else in finance, and are working with our first 100 customers who've detailed over £40 million of assets on our platform. And we're in talks with 5 corporates to distribute our advice directly to thousands of their employees. We're raising £1 million to continue our journey, taking technology from the biggest institutions and making them accessible to millions like Sarah. If you want to be part of that, please come and speak to us later. Thank you.
Thank you, Vivek. And now the final pitch of this half before a brief break. Welcome to the stage, Dave, from Optimal. Thank you, Dave. So that is the end of the first half. We are going to take a short break now. 20 minutes, we'll announce when we're coming back in. Don't disappear. The second half is even better. No, it's as good, exactly as the first half. And the live stream will be back on immediately after the end of the break. Thank you so much for coming.
make a sound. Holding my
Everyone, we're going to make a start now. If you could take your seats. Do calm down and take your seats if you're still in the aisles. We will make a start now. Thank you for coming back so promptly. The live stream is now on. Welcome back, live stream. Welcome back, Singapore and Biscuit Factory. Second half, we have 9 more pictures for you. And then afterwards, there'll be plenty of time to meet the teams in the 2 levels of the venue that you've seen. So there's the venue immediately outside this room, where about half the companies are, and then 1 stage above that, there's another half of the companies. So do make sure that you look at both levels. So thanks for coming back. Without further ado, I want to introduce the first company from the second half. and that is Scape and its co-founder, Edward.
Imagine walking into the Roman Colosseum, and while everybody else is looking at the ruins, you're transported back to the arena, witnessing an epic gladiator fight come to life before your eyes. Over the past century, media has transitioned from radio to television to the web. Augmented reality is the next step, moving from content that we see or hear to stories that live in the world around us. But to tell these stories, it's vital to know the precise location and orientation of the user's device. Otherwise, the entire illusion will collapse. I'm Edward, and I'm the CEO and co-founder of Scape Technologies. At Scape, we built core localization technology that allows AR to be displayed on any device as if it were part of the physical world. This is the core infrastructure that allows these devices to see. Looking at our video, you can see that we understand the geometry of the scene. The AR content isn't just floating on top of the environment, but crafted around it. We mix the digital with the physical, allowing animated characters to interact with the world outside and on a massive scale. And we're doing this on a regular mobile device. Our novel, distributed, and lightweight localization system is more accurate, more geometrically aware, and less computationally expensive than other methods. No other commercial solution can demonstrate this today. But here's the really clever part. Through its usage, we're building the 3D map of the world, expanding our knowledge of what the world looks like and how it's structured. Aside from augmented reality, the transportation industry, the robotics industry, the construction industry will all need a localization system such as the one that we're building. This is because in the next 5 years, the worlds of atoms and bits will connect, and Scape will be the glue that hold the two together. As a first step, we're working to catalyze the $80 billion AR revolution, starting with a pilot with one of the world's largest theme parks. With our technology, theme parks can transform dull queue lines into digital fantasies. I've been working in AR and VR for the past 7 years, having created work for the likes of BBC, ESPN, and UEFA. In 2014, I created the first news documentary for the Oculus Rift, later creating the first 360-degree capture of a surgical operation at the Royal London Hospital. My co-founder, Huub Heinen, is a specialist in computer vision and self-evolving systems. He graduated from ETH Zurich with a master's in robotics. Following his studies, Huub created the world's first platform for fully autonomous evolution on hardware robots, utilizing the same skills used to construct our systems today. We're raising £750,000 to close the gap between high-quality AR and regular mobile devices. We see the camera transition from a device we use to capture memories to a device we use to create them. Scape will take advantage of this fundamental change by becoming the leading technology platform of location-based augmented reality. Join us and make this happen. Thank you.
Thank you, Ed. And now I want to introduce Linda, who's co-founder of Lender.
Mortgages. As we all know, is the worst part of buying a home. A third of the UK home buyers can't get a house purchase to go through because there are issues with arranging finance. And there are thousands of deals out there. So how do you know you're getting the best deal? Mortgage brokers try to help, but they don't always make things better. Borrowers and lenders pay them over £1 billion in fees every year, but nothing's gotten better in decades, until now. Introducing Lender. Lender will replace 20,000 mortgage brokers with the world's first reverse auction platform for mortgages. With Lender, you don't have to look for a mortgage. Lenders come to you. We do what no other digital broker can. Our partner, Nationwide, the second largest lender in the UK, said that while your competitors are building a faster horse, Lender is building the first car. That's right. We take personalized offers directly from lenders and bring them to borrowers. What now takes 24 days to complete, we do in 24 hours. And best of all, borrowers don't have to pay a penny. So that's great for borrowers, but we're also great for lenders. With Lender, they can target the right customers for the first time. They can reduce the cost of onboarding significantly and make better decisions about pricing and risk because Lender provides them with validated, real-time market insights. So, how do we do this? Well, artificial intelligence is giving us the edge and enabling us to provide better robotic advice. Using digital identities, we can streamline the onboarding process from weeks to minutes. And uniquely, machine learning lets us collect richer data about borrowers and lenders, helping to match them dynamically. As a result, we can identify the best deals and enable competitive risk-based pricing. That is revolutionary. So, who are the people behind this revolution? I'm Linda. I studied real estate finance at Cambridge University and have a master's degree in computer science from UCL. At Deloitte, I specialized in building digital identity services on the blockchain. Mihna is our CTO. He studied computer science and started out as an engineer at IBM. He already has a very successful track record building a B2B2C platform. Then there's Steve, our executive chairman. Steve went to Harvard Business School and has spent the last 20 years working inside global investment banks and as a Big Four consulting partner focused on using technology to transform regulated financial services. We have had face-to-face meetings with the exec level of the top 50 lenders in the UK, and the feedback has been fantastic. Over 25% of the UK lending market has already signed up to our pilot program and are working with us right now. That includes major banks, building societies, and specialist lenders. Britain's biggest housing developer and the well-known price comparison site are also on board. And we have fast-tracked our regulatory approval process with the FCA. Lender is launching this summer, and we are expecting monthly recurring revenues of £500,000 by December 2018. We are now raising £1.25 million to target this £21 billion market opportunity. Remember, a third of house sales don't go through today because finances get too complicated. Just imagine the impact Lender is going to have. Thank you.
Thanks, Linda. And now I'd like to introduce Jay, co-founder of Plottist.
Imagine you are in charge of your favorite TV show. In my case, that's Game of Thrones. But you might like House of Cards or Downton Abbey. Now, these shows have hundreds of characters, with Game of Thrones peaking at 500 characters. And you are the director, so you have to keep track of every single one of them, what they say and what they do in the story. But it's not just tracking the characters. It's also their makeup and costumes, and all the locations and all the props. And this is just a tiny fraction of what is involved in creating a TV show. I am Jay, and together with Simon, we created Plottist, the first story-centric production management platform for books, film, TV, and video games. We provide the tools that combine all the elements of the story with every stage of the production. We're changing the creative industries in the same way that GitHub changed software development. We started as a tool for writers, where they could take notes about their stories and visualize their plots in timelines. This prototype has now 4,000 users, spending an average of 20 minutes per session. And now, it's not just for writers. Our vision goes beyond writers to include everyone who is involved in the creation of a story: directors, artists, and designers. Sorry. We do three things. We enable teams to develop their stories. We help them manage their creative assets. And we make sure they can collaborate effectively across teams. With the story at the center, we improve quality and consistency while increasing productivity. GitHub was created when the software industry was growing rapidly. Now, we're seeing a similar golden era for storytelling, with Netflix and Amazon pouring $10 billion into content creation this year, and 3 times as many films being produced now than 15 years ago. Companies are desperate to get their hands on Plottist. We have 2 pilots confirmed and 6 more in the pipeline, with companies including a Hollywood studio, a AAA video game company, and a major TV broadcasting company. Simon and I, we both love stories. I started this project to help me create a tool to write a novel. Simon comes from a family of storytellers. His father, a famous author, has published more than 40 books. Simon is a full-stack software engineer with experience building large-scale collaboration and video streaming platforms. And I have worked for IBM as a computer engineer, developing an enterprise collaboration platform. And I'm also a sociologist specializing in collaboration. We're joined by Ern, an Oscar-nominated director, as our industry advisor. Stories are not only our main source of entertainment. It's also how we learn and how we connect with others. We believe in helping every storyteller create deep, compelling stories. We bring stories to life. We're looking to raise £350,000. So if you're interested in seeing better stories out there, come speak with us later. Thank you.
And now we have Matt from Marble. This is quite a special moment in EF history, because this is actually the 100th pitch ever at an EF Demo Day, which is quite exciting. No pressure.
Thanks, Matt. By 2025, you will be able to hail a flying car to travel across London. And it's not just me betting on that. Travis and Larry, they are too. but there are so many challenges. Technical, regulatory, social, political. It's hard to see where to start. At Marble, we bypass these problems by first developing and maturing the technologies required at a small scale. And we do that with breakthrough drones that are commercially viable today. So we'll be prepared for when the world is ready for the real thing. Now, this is a crazy idea. You need to be pretty unreasonable to go after it. Fortunately, that's us. Take my co-founder, Charles. He likes to land his plane on the side of mountains, even though it often means he has to carry on some repairs afterwards. He quite literally grew up in a garage building aircraft before graduating as an award-winning engineer from Imperial College. And also, he played a key role in Mercedes' first Formula One victory. I am Matt, and I didn't grow up in a workshop. I grew up on the co-pilot seat of my father's plane. In Airbus, I designed aircraft for the secretive Future Projects department and led the introduction of metal 3D printing in production. All of that whilst on the side hacking world speed record electric aircraft in my garage. Combined, we've already designed, manufactured, and flown unmanned aircraft for thousands of hours. So for us, creating the next generation of electric air vehicles isn't just a dream. And in fact, we already started. Over the last 3 months, we designed this aircraft that flies efficiently like a plane, takes off vertically like a helicopter, and has 10 times the performance of competitors. A month ago, we took it to our first customer, the government of the Turks and Caicos Islands in the Caribbean. They asked us whether we could beat their current method of maritime surveillance that basically just involves boats. Within 10 days, we demonstrated an 80-time reduction in cost, and we could cover 30 times more ground. In fact, they liked it so much that they committed to a $50,000 trial this summer, with a view to a $2 million contract next year. We're raising 600,000 pounds to get there. And once we do, there's an opportunity to quickly accelerate to $20 million in revenue in maritime surveillance, and that's in the Caribbean alone. From there, we can attack the $2.6 billion fixed-wing drone market. But as you know, our ambitions don't end there. We have 2025 and the trillion-dollar transportation industry on the horizon. So bring on the flying cars. Thank you.
Thank you, Matt. And now I'd like to introduce Yazan from Creative AI.
Let me set the scene. 2013, the American Super Bowl. Sudden blackout. This was the day when Oreo took over social media with this post. I'm sure you know it. Oreo reached millions of people without paying $1 single in advertising. Oreo's marketing team were smart. They quickly created a relevant post and perfectly timed it to join the global conversation. Creating this kind of engaging content and sharing it at the right time is incredibly hard. My name is Yazan. My co-founder is Lucas. We are Creative AI. We give every business, big or small, the power to join the global conversation at the right time. Meet Lisa. Lisa is one of our customers. She runs an online bakery called Butter Believe It. Yeah. She can't afford a dedicated marketing team, but she knows that creating engaging content and sharing it at the right time really matters to her bottom line. Now, with Creative AI, all she needs to do is to log into our platform, and within seconds, our machine learning technology takes Lisa's business sources, like her Facebook page, her website, or even product inventory, and combines it with global sources, like recent news, trending topics, or public holidays. We automatically create engaging content to help Lisa join the global conversation at the right time. This is the creative AI magic. In the past 5 weeks, we grew like crazy. 100% growth week on week. We even automated our customer acquisition by building our own virtual sales agent. Sometimes, we have to turn it off just to cope with the demand. We already have 500 businesses on board from over 15 different countries. We help them increase their engagement by 150% and the reach by 360%. What used to take them hours now just takes them seconds. There are 60 million active businesses on Facebook alone. And that number increases by 1 million every single month. We are unique in this market, and we have the best team in the world to make this happen. My co-founder, Lucas, is an expert in image and text generation. He graduated top of his year from the University of Edinburgh and won the Google Prize for the best master's dissertation. I have founded 2 marketing companies after graduating from Imperial with a master's in engineering. We are now raising £600,000 to give every business the power to join the global conversation at the right time. Come talk to us and see the magic for yourself.
Thank you, Yazan. And now, welcome to the stage, Fuad from Think Sono.
It's very likely that someone in this room has a friend or a family member who's died from deep vein thrombosis. It's an awful condition, and it kills more than 800,000 people in the US and Europe alone. That's more people than breast cancer, prostate cancer, AIDS, and car accidents combined. We're revolutionizing the diagnosis of this condition. My name is Fuad, and that's my co-founder Sven. And we've created Think Sono. Our groundbreaking technology empowers any healthcare professional to diagnose DVT at the point of care. Right now, a typical DVT patient has to go to their GP, then get sent off to the emergency department, where they have to wait for 4 hours. After that, they have to do a blood test, wait again, then get sent off to the radiology department, wait another time, to finally get scanned and find out their result. This is completely ridiculous. Meanwhile, the European healthcare system pays 3 billion euros to deal with this problem. And the American healthcare system pays $15 billion. Our technology empowers a healthcare professional to diagnose DVT in a single step. It takes less than 10 minutes, which means we are 10 times cheaper, 30 times faster, and we have the accuracy of a specialist. In this way, we're saving millions of lives. Let me show you what we've built. Behind me, you'll see ultrasound images of a vein compressing. This is actually what the radiologist is looking for. But as you can see, spotting anything in this image is really hard, and it requires highly specialized knowledge. Our technology changes this. The one in blue now, the spot in blue, when it completely compresses, it disappears, which means that patient is healthy. They don't have DVT. We've got our own proprietary data set of 200,000 images, just like the ones you saw. And this is set to double at the end of this year, which means our technology will train on this data set and improve over time. We've also filed a patent and are working with 3 leading hospitals in the UK who are keen to carry out trials. Of course, in order to do this, we have to build a world-class team. My co-founder Sven is a full-stack software engineer who worked with the Max Planck Institute for Brain Research. I've got a master's degree in nanotechnology, where I carried out my thesis in medical diagnostics and image processing. With us is our clinical advisor, Dr. Ramin. He works at Guy's and St. Thomas Hospital in London. And finally, we've got Antonis and Ryu, both of whom have between them a PhD and 2 master degrees specializing in deep learning for medical images. We are raising £500,000 to place our technology in the hands of healthcare workers worldwide. If you want to see a demo, come talk to us. Thank you.
Thank you. Next up, we have Pradina, co-founded by Bola.
Hi, everyone. My name is Bola, and with my co-founder, Meha, we are Pradina. We build software to help autonomous vehicle manufacturers predict when their cars are at risk in real time. In autonomous vehicles, 2 things can go wrong. 1, hardware risk. This is where a crucial piece of hardware, like a battery or sensor, fails unexpectedly. Bad news. The second risk is environmental risk. This is where the vehicle encounters unusual conditions, like bad weather or poor visibility. Also bad news. We help autonomous vehicle manufacturers predict, detect, and safely resolve these risks continuously and in real time. This is a major problem for manufacturers right now. Manufacturers are adopting autonomous vehicle technology today, but do not have the systems in place to deal with the risks they create. 2015 had the highest number of vehicle recalls in history. 51 million. This cost the industry over $7 billion. Even worse for car manufacturers. A lack of trust in the safety of autonomous vehicles is the single biggest barrier to their growth. That's where we come in. At Pradina, we build software that uses internal car data and external environmental data to identify these risks before they incur a massive cost. Our complete risk model accurately predicts the probability of a failure for any autonomous vehicle in any environment. It operates continuously. A huge improvement over irregular inspections. We'll sell this software to car manufacturers on a pay-per-vehicle basis. We allow them to improve safety and price risks more accurately. We are enabling autonomous vehicles to transition from the niche to the mainstream. In order to do what we do, you need 3 things. 1, internal car data. 2, external environmental data. And 3, world-class AI talent. Internal car data. We have assigned pilots with a driverless vehicle company based in the States. They have given us access to all of their vehicle diagnostics data. Environmental data. We have partnerships with 2 major data providers. Our partners' vehicles travel over 1 billion miles a year, and they've given us access to data on over 150,000 automotive accidents. When this proprietary data is combined with weather and other contextual information, we have the unique ability to predict the risks that autonomous vehicles face. But data isn't enough. You also need a world-class team. You also need risk analytics and artificial intelligence expertise. Luckily for me, my co-founder Meha has both. Meha has a master's in artificial intelligence from the University of Edinburgh. She has built world-class risk analytics platforms and completed the machine learning program at the Max Planck Institute for Intelligent Systems. I was an engineer at General Electric, managed dealer relations at Jaguar Land Rover, and ran my own automotive analytics business for 2 years. We are joined by Douglas, our advisor. He was the head of autonomous vehicles at Jaguar Land Rover. Our rare combination of autonomous vehicles, risk analytics, and artificial intelligence make us uniquely well placed to solve this problem. Semi-autonomous vehicles are here today. They make up 10% of new cars today, and this number is set to increase to 40% by 2020. The car safety market is worth a $152 billion market. And the transition to autonomous vehicles is going to make this market bigger and more valuable. We are raising $500,000 to scale up our technology and move the world towards a safer, more autonomous future. If you are as excited about this as we are, please come and see us. Thank you.
Great stuff. Thanks, Boa. And now we have Flora from Celerio.
Hi, I'm Flora. And with my co-founder, Ghislain, we are Celerio. Celerio brings a brand new approach to video advertising and unlocks huge untapped ad revenues for content owners and rights holders. When I worked at YouTube, losing ad revenues was the single biggest problem we had. 2/3 of viewers skip video ads. This represents $9 billion in lost ad revenues every single year. Product placement is the only alternative. For instance, ITV has to print branded posters and manually place these in their TV shows when they're filming. There's a 9 weeks lead time from brand approval to product placement in the video. This is not scalable, it is not real time, it is not targeted. And this is where Celerio comes in. At Celerio, we have taken a groundbreaking approach to monetizing live videos by understanding the video content and placing sponsored products inside it as if they were always there. We combine state-of-the-art in computer vision, AI, and cloud computing to provide a scalable and targeted advertising solution. For the first time, content owners can now monetize their videos at scale while enhancing the viewer experience. My co-founder and I are experts in the core technologies that drive Celerio. I am a research expert in computer vision with a PhD from the University of Cambridge. I am also a Google fellow in computer graphics, and I've worked in the research teams of Microsoft Kinect and YouTube video monetization. And I have over 10 publications at top international conferences. My co-founder, Ghislain, has 7 years of experience in cloud computing, having worked for big players like AWS. As a senior software engineer, he built and scaled both teams and products, delivering solutions to AWS' biggest customers. I have known him all my life. Literally, he's my brother. So, what have you built so far? Well, 3 things. First, videos going through our platform are analyzed using machine learning to decide on the best monetization strategy. We then use advanced imaging algorithms to embed objects inside the videos in real time. And finally, the sponsored videos are published to other platforms, live or on demand. We have already filed 2 patents on this, and now we are working on Celerio measuring audience engagement. Our platform is truly data-driven, which means the more Celerio is used, the more powerful it becomes in terms of ad placement, targeting, and revenue generation. We are already working with ITV to identify missed ad opportunities in their top TV shows. Paired with our ad insertion, advertisers will be able to run targeted campaigns for every single viewer. We are raising £500,000 to expand our team and scale up our business. Celerio makes product placement as easy as Google Ads. Our platform has to be seen to be believed. Thank you.
Thank you, Flora. Well, we are somehow already onto the last, but certainly not the least, presentation of the day. I'd like to welcome Amir from Folex.
Hi, I am Amir, and this is Folex. Data centers are eating the world, but that also means they're eating their owners' profits. We build a technology that dramatically changes the cost of running data centers. Every time you watch a clip on YouTube, every time you upload a picture to your Facebook, every time you use the cloud, 100 trillion bytes of data fly within data centers every single second. Data centers are one of the fastest growing industries in the world. This is a Facebook data center in Texas. It's big, costly, and takes up acres and acres of space. But this data center has a secret. For all its size, the cost of running it are disproportionately determined by this, an optical transceiver. This little tiny device is what allows all that information to be transmitted via fiber optics. And yet, the technology that underpins these transceivers is decades old. This is our innovation. We are bringing optical transceivers into the 21st century, and in that process, fundamentally changing the economics of data centers. For a data center like Facebook's, we can save $50 million or more each year. All the dominant players in the market have tried to solve this cost problem and failed. At Folex, we have done it. And the solution has been the culmination of my entire life's work. It has only been possible by having deep insight into three distinct areas of high technology: photonics, high-speed electronics, and semiconductor manufacturing. Experts in any one of these fields are rare. But people who are experts in all of them are almost like mythical creatures. Fortunately, I am that rare beast. I have over 15 years of experience at world's best academic research and industrial R&D settings, including MIT and Samsung. I have over 40 research publications and patents that are cited 700 times. I am also joined by Simone, who is a world-class engineer with 7 years of postdoctoral research experience in photonic devices. We have 4 fundamental patents, one of them already accepted. We are building silicon photonic transceivers that are 10 times smaller, 5 times cheaper, and 3 times more energy efficient. We are in discussions with one of the world's top 3 telecom equipment manufacturers, one of the world's top 3 data center router makers, and one of the world's top 3 data center operators. We are now raising 1.2 million pounds to build our engineering team, undertake detailed simulations, and generate our first tape-out. 25 years ago, TSMC, Qualcomm, and Broadcom were all startups. They caught the electronics wave of the 1990s. Today, they represent $320 billion of value. A similar wave in photonics has just started. Catch the wave, and let's ride it together. Thank you.
Thank you. Well, you can't say the EF companies are not ambitious. We have flying cars and the new wave of silicon photonics and a few other things in between. Thank you so much for coming. The pictures are over, but demo day is not. As I mentioned, all the teams will have stands either on this floor or on the mezzanine just above. Please do go talk to them. They're very excited to tell you more about what they're doing. And thank you again for coming. If you would like to book office hours at the EF office to see 2 or more teams, please find Wendy or Jade or Matt Wachowski afterwards. Thanks so much again. It's great to have you here.